Hi, guys. So, what you see on the screen is a Google Doc, and it's a method that I've come up with recently for communicating with a rights holder when I'm working on narrating their title. So, something that I always do first is I always read through the entire book first before I start doing any narrating. Um, I'm not necessarily sick. Sure, I'm proofreading. I'm proofreading. That, and I'm familiarizing myself with the story, and I'm developing my characters. I have two Google Docs that I work with. I work with this one, and then I have a second one that is a list of the characters, any quirks that they may have, the way they speak, any mannerisms that I see in the text that needs to come out when I'm narrating that particular person. I also make notes as far as the tone and pace and sort of style of speaking that I come up with so that I can keep that character consistent throughout the work or series if it's a series. The one I'm working on now is the fourth book. It's the third book in the series. There's the prequel and then one, two, and this one's the third. So it's the fourth in the series that I've narrated. That being said, this is a method that I've come up with for communicating with the rights holder while I'm working on the project. So while I'm reading the title, I make notes. Starting here, the title of the document, I will have the title of the book and communication, or notes, something like that, because it's from me and the rights holder specifically. The first section that I have is pronunciations. So I'm going to add a checkbox and add the word and how I think it should be pronounced, or how I'm envisioning it pronounced. If I'm correct, and I have a note over here for the rights holder, because I use the same I'm going to use the same format for future work as well with other authors or other rights holders. So they'll have the notes on the side say, okay, this is how it works. But basically you have the word and then the phonetics, or how you'll write out the phonetics of how you think it should sound. If you're right, they can just come through and check it off and yep, you're good to go. If not, they can change the phonetics that you have to the phonetics of how they want it to be spoken, right? So then I have the questions section. So the questions section are questions that I have for the author with regards to things that I think are grammatical errors, like the first example I have here. So I will put the chapter that it's in, the page, then I start my check boxes, the page that it's on, followed by the line of that page that the error is on. And this one's, for example, here, I will copy and paste the line next to that. I will highlight and do a strike through of the word that I think is incorrect. So, and for strike through, you go to format, text, and strike through. The shortcut key doesn't work for me, so I just do it the long way. And then I put in the word that I think it should be, and I highlight that in green. So I just go up here and I use this next to lightest shade of green. Sorry, the word would not come out there. Words are hard sometimes. And then I move on. If there's no more in that chapter, then there's only one there. I'll do the next chapter and put anything in. The other thing that I might ask is when I'm speaking a sentence aloud, if it just doesn't sound right to my ears, I'm sure some of you have seen lines like that you've spoken them aloud and you thought, that doesn't quite roll off the tongue very well. It doesn't sound right when hearing it. I will actually make suggested edits for that, because rights holders, authors don't typically speak the book out loud because when you're writing something, you're not thinking it out loud. It's just sometimes doesn't come out right. So I will put the page number, the line number, and line doesn't read well aloud as a note. And then I will include a suggested edit. I try to make it as close as possible to what was there before, just so that it sounds better coming out of your mouth, I guess. And then the last section that I have on here is pickups. This is for the rights holder to come back to me after they've listened to their finished audio that I've sent them and say, so this word is wrong here. You used a instead of the or something. You know how it goes. We read something and our mind just adds a different word occasionally. It happens. this is where the author is going to come in, or the rights holder, and say, in chapter X at this timestamp, this needs to be fixed. So, and then they can just list that off. And as I fix those things and re-upload the file, I check it off and say, okay, this is done. So the rights holder that I'm working with now, I sent her my lists of suggested edits and things like that. She sent me an email that said, hey, this is, these are great catches. Thanks, I'll get these fixed. And you can go up here to share. And when you do that, you can add access. So you're going to click on this line, and often if it's somebody that you've communicated with in the past, you can select their name, and it's going to add it in there. And you can send them a note. You now have access to edit this file, and you'll also receive notifications when I edit the file. So when you do this and hit send, it's going to send them an email saying, hey, this is the file. You have access to it. You can edit. You'll receive notifications when the file is edited. I don't have the exact text. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But yeah, and you can copy a link and send it to them however you want to do that. But yeah, this is how I've started doing communications back and forth with rights holders. So I'm going to put a link to a copy of this in the description box below. So if you want to use this for communicating, be my guest, absolutely. If you want to like change this up so that it's your name, add your own notes in, however you'd like to format it. If you figure something out that works better, that you think is more fluid for communication between yourself and the rights holders, pop it in the comment section below. I would love, because this is something that I've just come up with, and it could grow and change and evolve over time. And I'm fine with that. So yeah, if you have any ideas as to what might make this even better, feel free to pop it in the comment section below, and we can all learn and grow together. Have a great day.